something out there for her in April, but I found that Loni was a force of nature, moving heaven and earth towards justice and understanding by using the power of truthful images. I found myself wanting to watch your films over again. I felt like a child who wants to hear, yet one more time, the family story of courage to act on one's freedom, the challenges of facing adversity, and the final recognition and redemption. And I find that when her films were shown not only to Congress and to presidents, but when we bring them to our classes, the students have that same feeling. They often cry and they don't know why. And it's this absence that you only know is missing once you see it. And that's the kind of things that Loni brought to her filmmaking. In 2000, she began her special relationship with Stony Brook, when she was invited out to be on the Provost Lecture Series. It was the first Asian American Month, because my students had seen Loni's films and wanted Asian American Month to be on the diversity calendar. So she became the first speaker, and this year will be our 10th anniversary, and we're going to dedicate it to Loni, because she was the first to come out. And I remember what we did was we invited her to do an interview, and in this interview, he was asked the question, you know, are you an artist? And she goes, oh no, I'm not an artist, but I make films. And what we did is we made our own documentary, and we dedicated it to Loni about the Angel Island Immigration Station. And so we surprised her with it in the middle of the interview, and all the students were sitting there hanging on their seats, seeing what Loni would say, and she said, your work's very important, and it was very important that you did this. And the students had entered this into a competition, and they put in the research competition, and the judges didn't even look at it. You know, it was only 10 minutes long. And so they were kind of discouraged. And what Loni had done, she had gone to NYU to screen something. She came all the way back on the train to talk to the students and tell them that their work was important. And I just remember that. So in 2002, I talked to Loni on the phone many times, and she said something once. She said, it'd be easier to get grants, but I don't have a PhD. And so it gave me an idea. And so for a couple of years, we worked on this. And in 2002, Loni came out to receive a Doctorate of Fine Arts from Stony Brook University. Yeah. I remember David was there. Loni didn't prepare her talk. It was the most beautiful 8-minute speech. They gave her 3 minutes, and she said, you can't say anything decent in 3 minutes. So they needed a Mac on the weekend, so I called up. They got a Mac, and they were working to 3 a.m., I think, and in the room, trying to say what they needed to be said. And Loni got up, and she talked about David being beat by Klansmen in the South, and going into a church to sing "Ain't Gonna Let Anyone Turn Me Around," and he talked about Mei Ying being in Iraq, reporting live, and how important it was for filmmakers to be able to make truthful images. And so I think that's part of Loni's legacy. And when I saw her, I had an opportunity to shoot some footage of my cousin going to Angel Island, to the NARA archives. And I called Loni up on the phone and said, I'm going to borrow your camera, can you tell me how to do it? And she talked to me for about an hour. This is like a master's class of learning how to do documentary filmmaking. And when I hung up, I said, I can't do this. And in a few minutes, she called back up and she said, I canceled what I was going to do today. I'm going to come out and shoot it for you. And out of that, we were able to get a beautiful 10 minutes. And what Loni had this gift is something she told me, like the angels in Wim Wenders' film, The Wings of Desire. When the angels stand next to you, all of a sudden you're able to say what's really on your heart. And I saw her ability to do this with my cousin Teresa, and she was able to say things from the heart, and he captured those moments on film. So Loni not only made films, but she made institutions like NADA, now called CAM. Its 20th anniversary, they gave Loni an award, and she told me she always loved this inscription. Because of her work, our true stories will live forever. Loni, because of your ability to capture and tell our true stories, you too will live in our hearts and in our minds. We shall miss you, and in your absence, we shall create your presence in the works you have inspired.
Russell Leon, who's a professor.
Watch your step, please. Jojo. Just follow me. Watch your step.
Everyone will face the casket and 3 bows together. First bow, second bow, and third bow. Okay. Thank you, folks. Everyone, we're going to procession with the marching band in just a few minutes, so if everyone would like to join us, go to their cars now, and we'll be leaving in about 5 minutes. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. That's all. Thank you. You can actually remove your gloves right now. And we're going to have you place your gloves here. Right up.
I heard that they had. Okay.
It's the same route that we talked about.
Heavy stuff. heavy stuff. This is video now.
Yeah?
I've been shooting video and photos. You know Phil, right, from Ever.
Yeah.
I was his assistant during 600 Millennia shoot. He was taking the stills. I was his assistant.
Yes, we're still there.
Daniel, David's right behind the hearse.
Okay.
There.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to go behind them, right?
Okay.